my shot. Free and shave, right? What's the name of it? One more time? It looks like ice cream, eh? But it's shaved ice.
Diagonally, it can only move along. It can only move along like this way or that way. The yellow ones. Oh. So I can go like here? And I can take. No.
Oh, more lights required. Okay.
They can't move like that. These
Still-
ones, the short ones, can only move 1 or 2 spaces. Straight line. No, here. This one or this one. Straight line, Bella. These ones can move diagonal. Here you go.
Wow, she looks like.
Straight line. Straight
You know what is it? She wants to play checkers.
here or here. Actually, no. That one already moved, so it can only move 1 space. Here. Yes. And now. No! These ones can move, can attack diagonal. They can only attack diagonal. Straight line ahead. Only 1 or 2 spaces. Straight line ahead. Yes. Go.
Really a horse?
The horse is moving an elephant.
Oh my gosh, really? A horse?
Straight line ahead. Straight line ahead. They can only move here or there. Yes, there.
I have to put music in this part. All you hear is Taya lecturing you. Straight line!
Yes. Okay.
Okay,
Wait.
huh? Oh. Really? Wait, is that the clear? Okay.
This is called the oh my gosh. I forget the name, but it can only move diagonal.
Okay.
But see now, these short ones can attack when they're diagonal. So now this one can attack this one,
Ah, okay.
and I lose this piece. You want to
And
do
then-
that?
Yeah. And then I take your piece. Okay, now it's my turn.
No, I get to go again. That was your turn.
What? Oh, okay, go.
You
Go
attack.
again. Go. No. No. Why? So the horses can.
Only move in.
Hey, welcome to Rosie's Way. Oops, what's that? Oh, hope it doesn't fall on my head. Sorry, I gotta keep alert because I have my youngest out here playing. Well, I should say my daughter, because she's the only one, it's me and her. Who am I saying youngest? Anyways, welcome to Rosie's Way. How are you doing? It's been a minute, but if you've been keeping up with my vlogs and going to the different pages and you know, it's like you saw me just yesterday. So how are you? I pray well, I hope well, right? Let me just tell you something. If you're gonna take an Uber, be cautious. I'll tell you why I say that. A few days ago, I called one for work. Yes, I drive, but I park the vehicle because I like to take a bus and Uber, sometimes even walk or bike, right, to work. Anyways, I call the Uber. I'm waiting. I go outside ahead of time, which is very rare because I'm usually like running out the door going, I'm late, right? And I call the Uber. I go out there and actually, no, I was behind by like a minute because he got there earlier than I thought. I go out, my whole street's dark. I don't know what's going on, but the street lights have been going crazy on my street. Anyways, and I go out there and it's pitch dark and I see a car waiting and I see on my phone that it's the license plate and the make of the car. But as we all know, peoples, we always ask who's it for and the driver's name and make sure his ID matches. And that you can do that within a span of 30 seconds. You know, you're not wasting anyone's time, but you're saving your own life. I asked him, I said, who's it for? The guy looks at me, he turns, and he's wearing a mask. You know, one of those, I don't know what you call it. He's got a mask from here down. It's not like a mask from COVID mask. It's one of those, you know, you can see his eyes, but you can't see the rest of his face. And it's dark in the car. He has not turned on the interior light, and the car door is open, and the interior light is not going on. So it was whatever was on my phone, and to see his face. So I'm like, for who? He goes, you tell me for who. I said, excuse me? Who's the ride for? Who are you picking up? He goes, just get in. Remember, this happened to me last winter also. So I'm like, and I look at the dashboard, and you know how you have the Uber screens in there? Some of them have the big maps. Some of them have the small ones, but they also have the GPSs, whatever, and then their ID badge. I'm looking at his dashboard, and it just doesn't look right. And I go, who are you for? By this time, you know, I'm not getting in. He goes, get in. Who do you think it's for? I said, nope. He goes, you know what? Close my door. I go, no problem. I took my hand and I slammed that door and I stepped back and I went to, you know, closer to my building. And then he brakes, like he goes to drive off, and then he brakes, and then he whips down the road, right? Then I get a call, a ping or whatever you call it, saying driver has canceled the ride. And I'm like, my heart's racing, and I'm like, you know, my angels must be tired. My angels must be exhausted, because I was just like, right? So then another Uber comes a few minutes later. I'm doing the same thing. The guy knew right away. I said, who's it for? He says, my name. I said, and your name is, and then he says his name, and IDs, everything matches. You know, I get in. And I'm explaining, I had called my friend to let her know, like, what just happened. And he had, you know, and I was telling the other Uber driver, because he had overheard the conversation. And he's like, what? And he's like, no, that doesn't sound normal. I said, yeah, because last year you guys got hacked, and you got hacked again recently. And I go, whenever you guys get hacked, they send out a special code number that you must tell the driver, that the driver must request from you, and you must tell the driver. And so forth. He goes, yeah. And then we're talking, and I told him what happened. He goes, no, that's not an Uber driver. And I go, but yeah, but then my phone said the driver has canceled. So we're talking, and this is a new driver, and on the way to work. And then so we're trying to piece it together. And he goes, did the license plate match? I said, yeah. He goes, did the car match? I said, yeah. And then he goes, then it was an Uber. I said, no, but when I was asking him my name, he couldn't tell me my name, so he got rude. And then when I asked him his other information, he just became rude. The driver goes, that's weird. I go, yeah, but you guys have been hacked before. And he goes, oh my gosh. He goes, but in that case, we're supposed to have the code. I said, exactly. So then we're almost at work, and I said, wait a minute, I think I figured it out. And the driver's like, what? And I go, he was working with the Uber app, but he wasn't an Uber driver. He was probably driving for one of his friends, and he didn't want to show, the reason he had the mask on was because he didn't want to show his face, because his face didn't match the ID. The driver goes, you know what, that makes sense, because there's a lot of people getting caught who they'll use the ID for one person, but one person will drive in the day, and then they'll get somebody to drive at night. He goes, you know what, you're a very intelligent woman. I said, thank God I listened to my inner voice, and I listened to my angels, because anything could have happened. The driver's like, that is too much. Like, that is crazy. People, be alert. If you're taking Uber, be alert. If you're taking Lyft, be alert. Always ask them your name, who they're here, like say who you're here to pick up. If they give you an attitude, you do not set foot in that vehicle. It's not the first time it happened. It's not the first time it happened. The other time last winter, the guy actually stalked me and waited outside my workplace because he was picking me up from work. And before I got into the vehicle, I said, who you here for? He goes, who do you think? I go, what's my name? He goes, what is your name? Same thing. And they got really belligerent. And then I said, nope. And he goes, get in. And I said, nope. And I went back into my workplace. And then when I came back out, he had parked the vehicle beside the building and sat there and waited and waited and waited. I waited until the buses started running, and then I ran and got on the bus. Even though it was like 40 minutes later, this man sat there. And when he saw that I was jumping on the bus, that's when he drove off. Yeah. And he was an Uber driver, supposedly. But then when we called it in the next morning, this man was black that tried to pick me up, a black African man. And my Uber driver was supposed to be a Vietnamese man. Woo! So be cautious and be careful. Then the other thing that happened just yesterday, we call an Uber. I know I should just drive my vehicle and get it over and done with. We call an Uber. We get in. It's a nice little Tesla. We get in. I get on one side. I said to my daughter, "Are you in?" She's like, "Yeah, I'm getting." She's climbing in. You know how sometimes you look at the vehicle and you think, "Is this vehicle moving?" No, I can't, because I'm looking at my daughter. I'm talking to my daughter. This vehicle can't be moving. People, the vehicle was moving. The driver was too busy on his cell phone and on his TV screen, that those big, because you know how Tesla has everything is lit up and they're watching one thing, talking to another. He was watching his screen on his phone, and instead of watching the camera for reversing and making sure people are in, and the cars, which alerts you, it's a Tesla, saying that everybody's secure, blah, blah, blah. No, he starts reversing. I start to scream. My daughter grabs onto the door and she's going under the vehicle because he's reversing. And she's screaming. He can't hear us because he's got the radio up. So he's reversing. So I just let out this big, huge scream and go, "What are you doing?" And then my daughter's like, "Hey!" And then he slams on the brakes. Bella's legs are still, she's half almost, like, put it this way, back of her neck got hurt, her spine got hurt. Because the way that he was reversing, she was sliding under the car. I couldn't even get angry. I was just in shock that it just happened. I can't believe that just happened. Bella gets in, she's shaking, I'm shaking, we're doing up her seatbelt. And I'm like, did that just happen? She's looking at me and her eyes are huge. And the driver's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Next time, can you tell me when you're in?" I just gave him this look and I stayed silent. I stayed silent because I knew if I was going to say something, I was going to erupt. It was crazy. It was crazy. Are you telling me that you're telling me it's my fault that you just about ran over my kid? Focus on the people that you have in your vehicle. Focus on what's in front of you, behind you. Watch your cameras. This guy, he didn't even want to take responsibility, but you could tell he was scared. He goes, "Okay, I won't move it until you're secure." I said, "Yeah, thanks." We get out, our legs are shaking. You know, I make a few phone calls and everybody's like, "Make sure you get his name and you got it, everything." I'm like, "Of course I do." But you know, I'm just thank God that my daughter is okay. She has a few bruises, you know, and her neck hurt her throughout the night and her back hurt her throughout the night. But she's alive. It could have been a lot worse. But for all you Uber drivers out there and for people taking Ubers, be cautious. Be cautious. Make sure that, you know, they're not drinking. Make sure they're not high. Make sure they're focused on driving properly, and make sure they really are the Uber or the Lyft or whatever it may be, drivers. You know what I'm saying? So bear with me because I got some footage from last night and I want to put it into this vlog for today. This afternoon. Oh my gosh. No, I don't drink, so I don't know what. Anyways, I'm gonna put the last piece of last night's clip onto this vlog because I just wanted to make this one short, just to put out an alert out there about the drivers and being careful and cautious, and to see how you're doing. And so if you're gonna get this part, how would you say it, after you see the clip from last night. Okay, so I just wanted to say, stay safe. I'll see you soon, and thank you for watching, liking, and subscribing, and please keep on sharing. Help a girl big up her channel. All right, don't forget to watch my TikToks on my Facebook and my Gram. All right, you'll enjoy it. Peace.